Thudbutt.
Damn, I wish I could take that baseball with me. Oh man. Where's that pie again? I think I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. Shit. Look, motherfuckers hitting each other. More beat 'em ups, I need that. I think in Streets of Rage 4, the cops can like hit the thugs and shit, and then they be fighting amongst themselves and shit. Cops versus the thugs. I think that happens in the jail stage. Yeah, I think more beat 'em ups need to have that, where enemies they fight each other. There we go. Instead of the last few levels, they start working together. Oh man. Yeah, I might have to get back on Streets of Rage 4. It's been a minute. Yo, that Takeover game, I don't know if y'all saw Takeover 2. I think we're talking about that maybe like last week. The demo is pretty nice. It's pretty like over the top. Yeah, Takeover 2. You bought it? Yeah, I bought it too. I played it for a little bit. I didn't really like it all that much. That one felt long. I was like, shit. And there was a lot of like dead space and shit. A lot of dead air. I'm playing it. I'm like, yo, where the rest of the enemies at? But it was on sale. Yeah, I still need to beat Fight and Rage. I still haven't beaten that one. And I got back into playing it maybe the past like maybe few months. Because I remember once I bought it on sale, and then I played it for like maybe an hour or so, and then just like left it alone. Yeah, but that game is pretty good. I remember I couldn't get into River City Girls because I thought the game was like too grindy. What's up, Arthur? Happy April Fools. That's my comments. Yeah, exactly, Rome. Yeah, I know what you mean. Now, and if there is RPG elements, it has to be kind of minimal. You know what I'm saying? Because I know those IGS beat 'em ups, they use some like RPG elements. Yeah, Guardian Heroes, yeah. That's kind of like what I mean. It's kind of minimal. Battle Circuit. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good one, Ron. Damn. I tried that one out, too. It kind of overwhelmed me a little bit. I was like, God damn, what am I supposed to do? Oh, the beat 'em up collection? I think I have that one. The beat 'em up bundle. Oh shit. Yeah, is the net play good on that room? I mean, I know it doesn't have rollback, but I mean, shit. As long as the delay is like really minimal, I mean, I'm okay with it. And plus, you know, we don't live too far away, you know, in the country and shit. Yeah, I heard Final Fight is a little different on the bundles, Arthur. But you gotta ask like some experts in the game on that one. Or go to the like cutting room floor or whatever. Oh my god, dude, that barrel never hits me. Yeah, I want to hit two of these dudes. There's two of them. There we go. Oh, Irem did this one. They also did another game called Undercover Cops. Alright, time for the boss fight. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god. That was too close. All right, stage 4. Hate this shit. Anybody getting that He-Man beat him up? I don't think I'm gonna bother, man. I don't know if I trust last run games for that shit. Ooh, man. Yeah, they do, Arthur. I agree. I just hope, you know, the rest of the game is good. Oh my god. All right, yes. Made it out the bullshit area. Yeah, I need to learn the Dungeons and Dragons games. The Capcom ones. Tower of Doom, Shadows over Mysteria. I think we did a net play session in that one once. Yeah, on Steam, yeah. That shit is good. It'll be another TMNT Shredder's Revenge clone. Maybe, yeah. 2 hours gameplay. Alright, let me go down here. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Did that Toxic Avenger one come out? Ooh, I don't know. What, Toxic Crusaders? I'm not sure. There was one game I saw, I didn't know about. It's called, Mayhem Brawlers or some shit. Any y'all ever seen that one? Mayhem Brawlers. It came out like, I think 2021. It looks kind of like Streets of Rage 4 with that same kind of like art style. It looked just like it. I saw it and I was like, what the fuck is this knockoff? Yeah, I'll show it when we get to a break. Yeah, I looked in the reviews, Rome. And yeah, it got some mixed reviews. Yeah, thanks, Prox. Yeah, I didn't come up with that, man. That's from the community. Oh, got them. Yeah, Final Vendetta. I gave up on that one kind of quickly. I might need to get back into it. I think around that time, like, a lot of different games came out. And I got kind of like, you know, overwhelmed and shit. Oh, here come this motherfucker. I gotta watch that movie Hook again. It's pretty good. That's like a hood classic. There's a second one coming to this year. Wait, second what? Which one? What are you talking about? Oh my lord. Mayhem Brawlers? Oh shit, okay, okay. Yeah, I might have to look out for it. Yeah, I gotta get rid of these flippy motherfuckers. Alright, that was good. That was good. That section used to always fuck me up. Oh lord. Yep, just hit each other. There you go. Your drunk ass. Oh, get it for the cover art. Get the poster and shit. Oh, yo, who's getting that, I think we talked about this before, but that Avatar fighting game? I think I might get that. That looks pretty fun. Avatar Legends. Man, I hate how these motherfuckers block. But yeah, Avatar Legends looks pretty fun. I never watched much of like Avatar, Last Airbender and shit. I'll get it just because it's $30. I know, right? Shit. Damn, I wish I can bring this health with me. Gin and tonics. What's up? Happy April Fool's Day. Oh shit. Did AI avoid all news because I'll be disappointed? Shit. They be feeling like that for me every day. But today, I guess it's a little more amplified. Oh my god. Oh yes. Ooh. All right, here we go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh, man. I did not want to fuck that up. You fucked it up, you dead. Holy shit. Oh, I got to see a picture of that, Jin. Ooh. Ooh. These motherfuckers, man. Yeah, I'm still on one life. But I'm gonna be careful, man. Oh, shit. All right, this next area is kind of hard. I think there was a pie up here. Shit. Eesh. Is it like Polly Pocket size, Jim? Oh yeah, thanks for sending it. I'll check it out later. Oh, hell yeah. I wasn't even trying to do that. Yo, Sage. Swapping, dude. Happy Wednesday. Happy April Fools. Oh shit. Yeah, that's the April Fool's joke, man. People spend their channel points on nothing. Nah, I'll turn it on. What I use for it's been acting up. Shit. Ghetto? What do you mean by ghetto? Oh shit. Yeah, I always gotta hit people with the what you mean by ghetto when they call anything ghetto. Like, that's so ghetto. What do you mean by that? Man? Oh, man. Okay. Alright, this next part is really hard. Oh shit. Yeah, exactly, Sage. Look at these motherfuckers, man. Alright, I do have a time limit, so. I'm gonna throw these motherfuckers into each other. Oh shit. Time running low. Shit. Ah! Ah! No! Ah! Gotta kill him fast. Please. Ah! Please, please, please. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, got the one up. Oh. Oh, my God. Yeah, if the time would have ran out, I lose a life. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, so close to no miss. Oh, I did it. I did it, 1cc. Whew. All right. Ooh, man. I'm not gonna lie, I did want that. I did want that no miss. Ooh, man. Holy shit. I'll take it. Fuck it. I'll take it. It just gets crazy with all the bombs. Oh, man. Thanks for the GG's procs. Got them. Norbait. It was good, Maso. Ooh, man. What's good? Roy Rick. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, if the time would have ran out, I would have lost a life. Hell yeah. Whew. Oh shit, Money Main Malik.
Money Main Malik is invading the Negaverse with a gang of 10.
Yo, thank you so much for the raid, bro. I just finished 1cc-ing Hook. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What's up, Chaotic? Oh shit, we got a second loop. Oh shit, let's go. Victory lap loop. Let's do it. Yo, what you were playing, man? What was going on? What'd I miss? Oh, man. Man, that was a good run. Holy shit. Def Jam Flight for New York. Oh shit, dude. That's one game like I need to like really play. I got it, man. I never went deep. But I played it like, you know, with like homies and shit. I wish they can do another one or like a re-release. Probably can't happen, you know. With all the licensing and shit. But you never know, man. He made Kendrick Lamar. Oh shit. You got a favorite album of his? I like To Pimp a Butterfly. I think that's my shit. Yeah, I think so too, Malik. All his other joints is good. Section 80 is pretty good. Oh shit. Sonic was good. Eesh. Fuck him up, chicken. Oh man. But yeah, thanks again, Malik. Feel free to hang out, or if you got a bounce. It's all good. Man, I'm so glad that once you see this game finally. God damn. You know what? I'm thinking, should I do a different character? kind of interested in learning this game with a different character. To see how different it is. You know, because like this character, he's really good. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like low-key broken because, you know, we got this fucking dive kick, belly flop that has crazy ass like area of effect. OTG enemies. Yeah, Roy, I'll do a run with a different character after this one. Eesh. Yep, those enemies suck. Whoa! The hell? What was that? Enemies hating because I got the 1cc. Is there a beat 'em up with a second loop TLB? Not that I know of. Well, actually, wait, let me think. No, but I would say Violent Storm has a second loop that's harder. That's different than the first loop. But there's no TLB. Oh shit, stage 3, loop 2. I hope I don't do another endless like I did with fucking Violent Storm. Now that I was just mentioning it. That was like 3 hours and shit. I did like 6 loops or whatever the fuck. Like, it was fun at first, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting tired. Oh, thanks, Roy. Yeah, because they kept giving me, like, more and more lives, you know? To the point where I can, like, make pretty bad mistakes, and I still got enough lives and shit. I was like, nah, I gotta put a cap to this. Oh shit. Whoa! Damn, he was finna throw out some knives. Fuck that. I want 2. Damn it. They all like it in beat 'em ups when enemies can block. I find it annoying, but I mean, I understand why they, you know, do that. Or you can just kind of practice your spacing, I guess. Try a different approach. Eesh. Oh yeah, that's another thing, Roy. Yeah, where you can try to grab instead, or find a way to grab. Final Fight Streetwise. I have that one. I tried it for like 1 second and I didn't like it. I'll try to give it a fair chance sometime in the future. Because I was trying to play with this leverless, and it seemed like they wanted me to play on an analog stick. And I was like, fuck. Gotta download a save to get arcade mode fully unlocked. What? Well, how do you usually unlock it? Oh, you gotta play through the story mode to get it. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So you just use the save to just like, you know, shortcut, yeah. Yeah, I used to do that on Dreamcast for like certain fighting games like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, CVS 1. Shit. Oh man, I'm so low on life. Oh man, we got the Popeye's chicken. Come on, man. There you go. Shit. Eesh. Yeah, this boomerang is good. And his name's Damon, after Damon Wayans. Probably not true. Damn, I'm still playing, man. Stage 5, oh shit. Still on 1 credit. The oldest one? I think, isn't Keenan the oldest one? I think they have other siblings that don't do show business or whatever, from what I understand. I could be right or wrong. Yeah, that's right, Sage. Said the Fly Girls. Hell yeah, dude. I used to like watching that show when they reran it on FX. And they would just like do marathons all day and shit. Back to back. Yeah, Jim Carrey. James Carrey. Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill. Yeah. Iconic skits. A lot of shit that won't fly today. Yeah, my favorite skit, or the type, is the one with the film noir skit. When it's like black and white, and some people are in color. And then there's a lady, and she's talking like she's in like a 40s movie and shit. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Oh shit, I think I destroyed that chandelier too fast. It's supposed to be for this dude. Holy shit, man. The fucking HP. Oh shit, the flippy dudes. All right, come on. All right, time to fight the boss. Let's see if I could do the fucking infinite again. All right, let's do it. Oh shit. Ah, it ain't working. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh shit. Ooh. What's up, Brad? Yeah, I just once you see this game and I'm on the second loop and I haven't died yet. Oh shit. Yeah, thanks, man. Oh man, I got so close to no miss as well. It's all good. Damn, I was trying to see if I could catch him. You get like a shit ton of points. What's up, Germ? Big Germ. Yeah, I was saying earlier is that I just want to see this game and the game keeps looping after you beat it and I'm on the second loop. Look at this drunk ass dude. For today, Nulak, welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, man. Yeah, we got more shit to rock. I might do some Dynamite Cop. Yeah, I do too, Germ. I like the color palette and shit. Oh, you got the Final Fight 160? Oh, hell yeah, dude. When did this happen? Oh shit, I missed out on it. You got it yesterday. Oh, good shit, dude. Hell yeah. You know how many hours it took you? Approximately. Oh my god. Look at his ass trying to grab me. You ain't slick. Oh my god. Ah, shit. Oh, they got me. They got me. GG's. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Damn, almost got to the final boss on the second loop. Shit. If I wouldn't have took so many hits in that last section, that would have been all right.